Now, let's move to the question properly now. They said cash. Is cash, they are asking us to classify cash, whether it is an asset and expenses, capital, liability, income, or provision. So is cash an asset? And I said earlier that asset simply means what the business is owned. Anything owned by the business that has value and it is contributing to that business is what we refer to as an asset. And what is cash? Cash simply means money. It is as simple as that. Cash means money. Either the money is in the business purse or it is in the business account. So far the money belongs to, so far that cash belongs to the business, it is what we refer to, it is an asset. So to answer this particular question now, we call assets, we call cash an asset. Now look at this. We need to, as we are classifying each of these, we also need to make entry. We are requested to make entry for them. How do we make entry for them? They are trying to tell us to make entries for them is trying to tell us to let us know whether we are to debit this asset, this account, or we are to credit the account. And how do we know whether we are to debit or we are to credit? When I was in school, there is a particular formula that I formulate by myself that I always use. Debit, assets, and expenses. Credit, capital, liability, income, and provision. I call it direct clip. Anything assets and expenses, debit them. Anything capital, liability, income, provision, credit them. It is as simple as that. So when we have an asset, just know that we have to debit assets. Debit. It's as simple as that. And bank loan. Under which of these categories can we classify bank loan? Is it an asset? Is bank loan an expenses? Is bank loan a capital or is it a liability? And of course it is a liability, because initially I said liability simply means the money that is owed by the business. When the business borrow money from banks in order to run the activities of the business, it is a liability for that business, because that particular business is still going to pay that money back. So it is a liability. So our answer here will be liability. And now, what is the proper entry to make for this liability? Of course, credit. So it is as simple as that. Credit. Number 3, office furniture. Office furniture. Is office furniture an asset, expenses, capital, liability? Of course, office furniture is an asset, because asset is anything that is owned by a business that has value and gives benefits to a business. Now, what is the entry to make? Of course, debit, assets, and expenses. So we are going to make debit entry for an asset.